Here's an extended fact about Super Smash Bros. When Masahiro Sakurai was developing his new game, Wiggles the Fighting Game, a single thought went through his head. He didn't want this game to become a niche game that people would put on top N64 games you've never heard of videos for easy clicks on YouTube and still have no one play it. So this Kirby creator switched the cast from the Wiggles to Nintendo characters. He threw together a prototype featuring Donkey Kong, Fox, Samus, and finally, Super Mario. While the first three have gone on to be included in every Smash Bros. Game despite Samus being a girl, the last one was omitted from the final game. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into the legacy of Mario not getting into Super Smash Bros. The hype around Super Smash Bros. Was immense among all of the 9-year-olds, ready to duke it out as Link, Kirby, Yoshi, and Pikachu. But the roster felt like it was missing something. A certain red plumber. But hey, there's 4 secret characters. Let's see what that's about. Jigglypuff. Definitely not Mario. Captain Falcon. Looks like Mario if you squint enough. Ness? I mean, he has the hat and fire, but we do have one final character. And it turned out to be Luigi. I mean, I'm not going to say he's not a welcome addition, but I think most of us would have preferred the Red Man, and so did a lot of people. Later, Sakurai would post a poll to see what people would like to see in a potential Smash 2, and top of the chart was none other than Mario himself. And good news! This Smash 2 is about to come out, so let's take a look and see if Mario shows up there. Super Smash Bros. Melee launched at the start of the GameCube's lifespan with titles such as Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and Tarzan Untamed, and people were hyped. They promised more characters such as Bowser, Peach, and Zelda who would turn into Sheik, along with the deep cut of the Ice Climbers, and in the intro, we saw Mario alongside his princess and villain, though he isn't on the character select screen. That's not important because there's 11 unlockable characters. Jigglypuff's back from 64, makes me wonder where Luigi is. Pichu, Falco, Marth, Young Link, Ganon, Roy, and Mr. Game & Watch. Yeah, most of these characters are just clones of other characters, but the few that are original give me hope. And hey, there's Mario right there, in the flesh. I can't wait to play as him. So that's where Luigi was. Alright, well, there's 2 more characters that are locked behind the Versus mode. Let's see what we have here. First off, we have Dr. Mario. Wait, no, why? Why Dr. Mario? That makes no sense. From the Game Boy game? This confused so many people, including me. It baffles me that they decided to go with this. Why? I guess it's cool to have a somewhat playable Mario, but he's just a clone of Luigi. Kind of a letdown. The second character was Mewtwo, which is pretty rockin', but not the point of this video, so let's go a bit into the future and see where this plumber quest leads us. The hype around Super Smash Bros. Brawl was intense. The first trailer gave us Meta Knight, Pit, Zero Suit Samus, Wario, and Snake, who was the first non-Nintendo character to be put into Smash. Things were looking bright for Mario's chance to be in this Wii Brawlout. They brought in Ike, Pokemon Trainer, Diddy Kong, Lucas, and a new trailer. Started out with Mario walking. Was this it? Mario getting into Smash? Nah, of course not. He gets knocked out and it's shown that it's Sonic is in this game, which... No hate to Sonic fans, I get why you should be in Smash, but this trailer is just mean. But hey, there's a model, there could be a chance. DDD and all of them are announced, but soon the game launches. I desperately speedran 100%ing the game, unlocking every character, Lucario, Rob, Toon Link, Wolf, other characters, but alas, no Mario. For extra salt in the wound, a few characters from Melee, including Dr. Mario, were scrapped. So that means no Mario at all, just Luigi. Luckily, a journalist was willing to ask Sakurai why Mario wasn't in the game. The game director explained the prototype I mentioned earlier in this video and explained that Shigeru Miyamoto, creator of Super Mario and other Nintendo series, really disliked the idea of specifically having Mario be in Smash Bros. He was fine with other characters, even Mario in a different outfit being in the game, but apparently asking for the red plumber in his red hat really rubbed Miyamoto the wrong even going so far as mailing Sakurai 11 pipe bombs and a giant mecha crab to discourage Sakurai from including Mario in the game. Not even as a trophy, but Mario fans were not satisfied, and their outcry was loud, but ultimately fell on deaf ears. Because as everyone knows, Masahiro Sakurai is infamously deaf, but there's a new hope. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. You know, it took me until writing this script to realize that Super Smash Bros. Is a pun on Super Mario Bros. So why is only one of them in the game? Makes no sense. So, did Mario get in the game? Well, we had another goddamn fake out. There he is. We even have a smash attack, but of course the fucking villager from Animal Crossing fakes him out. He's not even an animal. This was the start of the trailer era of Smash reveals where they just would not stop beating up Mario. Mega Man saws him in half. Wii Fit Trainer Yoga poses him. Rosalina's in this game. Not surprised at this point. Little Mac beats up on Samus because equal rights equal fights. There's this Shot and Greninjas trailer that looks really cool, but like it would be so much cooler if Mario was actually in the damn game. Palutena had this nice anime opening. Still no Mario, you mamma mias. Oh wait, another trailer, and it has Mario, and of course it's Pac-Man, everyone's favorite red guy. Pac-Man, oh yeah, and then they put in Reggie Fils-Aimé, the My Body is Ready guy? What does he have to do with Nintendo? The hell? Some Fire Emblems and Xenoblades and Bowser Jr. because we can't have nice things later, and we have ourselves one last trailer for the base roster. And it's the Duck Hunt Dog. Okay. I genuinely need to take a moment to make my case for why Mario should be in Smash. I grew up on Mario games, as did most people, and to me, Smash doesn't feel complete without Mario. This decades-long bar fight with Nintendo's greatest hits, such as Captain Falcon, Olimar, and Dark Pit, but not the big cheese. It's like showing up to a party and that one guy you really like, platonically of course, isn't there. Like, what the hell? Duck Hunt is a good example of this. We all know the iconic NES cartridge that came with the console that included Mario Bros, Duck Hunt, and World Class Track Meet. Representation from all three would be a dream team reunion like no other. Mario and Duck Hunt as playable characters and the ability to run, that counts as World Class Track Meet representation, right? Same goes for all the other Mario characters. The brother, boss, and bride, all without the main man himself. It feels weirdly empty. Also, Dr. Mario's back. There's that, I guess. Luckily, there's DLC and a Smash ballot, so let's see what happens from here. The Smash Bros. Fighter ballot. This was our chance to finally get our most requested characters into the game, and hey, the non-ballot DLC seems promising. Mewtwo and Roy came back from the last game, and Ryu from Street Fighter is a banger character. He belongs here as much as Mario, in my opinion. As soon as I heard about the ballot, I rushed to my computer, put in my vote for the Red Menace, and the ballot was off to a good start. Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. Wait, where are there 7 Final Fantasies? I'm pretty sure we've discussed this in a Factsabout short, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much. Chosen because he was the most voted for Final Fantasy character. Sorry to my friend who voted for Black Mage. So the future's promising. Who's next? Corrin? Okay. 6th Fire Emblem character? This is clearly an ad. That is the entire damn reason. I know technically every character here is an ad, but you know what? At least those characters are from good games. I'm not even dogging on the other Fire Emblem games, just Fates. Like, come on, we've all seen the Scott the Woz clip with the gay conversion therapy and the incest, but holy shit, why is Corrin here? But then, one last fighter. Not Mario, Bayonetta, who has apparently won the ballot, which I call bullshit him. Like, of all characters, Bayonetta? People only wanted her in because she was hot. And you know what? What about Ridley? He was definitely more requested than Bayo. You could have had Chrom or Hector. But no, you needed the barefoot chainsaw man. So there I go, having to wait even more for Super Mario. So, next game ahoy! I'm going to be honest. I didn't expect, no. I knew Mario wasn't getting in. I knew the first trailer was just setting us up for disappointment. Everyone who's here was a false advertisement. Oh, Dr. Mario's back. Woohoo! But then a new trailer came out. Of course, I got baited with Mario getting fucking stabbed. That's actually kind of brutal. But the character was Ridley? This got my attention. Does that mean there's a chance for Mario? Next, direct the Belmonts. Crom, King K fucking rule, yes please. One direct left. They have to announce Mario. We start off with Ken. Okay. Then a flaming figure comes in. Holy shit, it has to be Mario. Let's go! What's next? The Piranha Plant? God fucking damn it. That's it. I'm losing my mind. Wait, there's 5 new characters coming in the game. Okay, let's see. Joker, Hero, Banjo, Terry, and Byleth. Another Fire Emblem character? Fuck Fire Emblem. I hate Fire Emblem. Okay, fine. 6 more characters after that. Plus, data mines imply that there's more to come. Min. Okay. Off to a start. Steve, cool, I guess. And then Sephiroth kills Mario. God damn it! Pyro and Mythra came out, which would have been fine, except for the fact that this was also the same time where they stated that they were going to stop after new characters. Okay. Maybe this next one will be a banger. It's Tekken. Something no one asked for. When we interviewed Sakurai about this stupid decision, he said, I can't read Japanese and have translators out this week. Fuck. Okay, one more slot. One more character to finish it up. I gave up. It wasn't going to be Mario. It was going to be stupid Mario or some bullshit like that again. Trailer starts. Come on, just disappoint me already. There's Mario about to be pulled away from me again because I can't have anything ever. But wait. Mario grabs the fire, opens a door just like Mario 2. No fucking way! He's in! Holy shit! After this 20-year-long journey, Mario is finally at Smash. He looks so good! That shot where he shakes hands with Sora, who's been here since the start of the series, chills down my spine. But how does Mario actually play? He's alright. He likes references to newer titles, but other than that, it's Super Mario. Honestly, I'm just glad he's in. Despite all the trials, I waited calmly and patiently, and I got what I wanted. Sorry to those who didn't get the character they wanted. Maybe next time we'll see Dante or Crash. But for now, be happy with what you got. Here's an extended fact about 2023. Hello Factsabout truthers. At the time of making this video, we are at the end of 2023. And with that, we have a lot of games that came out. But now that the year is at its end, you've got to know which was the best and which was the worst. Or I guess would be more worthy. Too many W's. Anyways, we're doing this top 5 style, alternating between best and worst. Let's go. Top 5 best game. Pickleball Smash. This is kind of a weird choice, I know, but this is an underappreciated gem. Sure, there were a lot of great games this year, but we have to shout out the little guy every once in a while. Unfortunately, there's no online. Despite that, you should check this game out. Top 5 worst game. Spider-Man 2. This is another weird one, I know, but Spider-Man 2 just didn't click for me. I know it's weird, but I don't know. I can't really put it into words. It's just Spider-Man again, I guess. Miles and Morales original, am I right? Top 4 best game. DreamWorks All-Star Racing. This game is published by the same guys who published Pickleball Smash, Game Mill Entertainment. And man, the racing here is so good. Best in the business. As the title suggests, you can race as your favorite DreamWorks characters like Tina Templeton and Bridget. What do you mean you don't know about Bridget from Trolls? Top 4 worst game. Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 is a remake of that classic that came out on every console known. I found a Sega Saturn port in my garage the other day. Anyways, the game aimed to improve on the already legendary game. And how did it do? Terribly! You know why? Because they removed the aspect of protecting Ashley 24/7. What the hell? The game is no longer realistic. Top 3 best game. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Quest for Balance. A treat for any Avatar fan. This game was also published by Game Mill Entertainment, and boy oh boy, this is exactly what an Avatar game should be. You can play as the entirety of Team Avatar. There are other features too. Next game. Top 3 worst game. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. This is the end of a hot streak for Game Mill. While this game improves on gameplay and content in almost every way, there's only 25 characters? Come on! And they cut characters too? Where's Movie Sonic, Goku, Jeff? And no subspace style mode? Just a way better executed roguelike? And no unlockable Rule 34? Bad game. Top 2 best game. Walking Dead Destinies. Here, let me Google something real quick. Based on AMC's The Walking Dead TV show, Destinies retells the source material story while allowing players, as Rick Grimes, to make decisions that might alter the character's futures. Franchise The Walking Dead. Platforms PC, PS5, PS4, Switch, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series X, Xbox One. Developer Flux Game Studio. Publisher Game Mill. Top 2 worst game. Baldur's Gate 3. This game was going great until I dug through the customization. I found out your character can have... What is that? Vitiligo, that's totally how you pronounce it, via customization through your own choices. I bought this game to escape the real world. Why would they let people with a skin disease make a character they're liking? Urgh, I hate this game. Top 1 best game. Skull Island, Rise of Kong. Best game. This game is top tier game of the year, baby. It's got monkey and game. Oh yeah, monkey. Top 1 worst game. Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Grrr, I hate this fucking game. Grrr, Link is a poop face. I don't know. I don't know how to end this video. Fun fact, the only game in this list I actually played was Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, weirdly enough. I would have been able to play more of them if you were so kind to support your local litter channel. Hint, hint, links in the description. We do have a sponsor for this video, though. Introducing Game... Here's an extended fact about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There have been at least 3 movies in the connected Marvel Cinematic Universe, a series of feature-length films that share a connected story, kickstarted with 2008's Iron Man and has evolved to the latest film, The Marvels, which sounds like a sitcom title. But we're not here to talk smack about what everyone else who stopped watching after Endgame has been talking smack about for the past few years. No. Instead of talking about the movies that shouldn't have come out, we're going to be talking about the movies that didn't come out. We'll be going through each canceled movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe phase by phase. Let's cinematic this universe. We're actually going to start off with a movie that did eventually get made, but was entirely different. Doctor Strange was originally in talks to have a movie ever since the start of the MCU. The problem with the movie early on was the special effects work that would be needed to represent the mystic and magical side of the Marvel Universe. There were many solutions proposed for this problem, from having magic not as involved in the story, or having our universe's Sorcerer Supreme use his knowledge to perform spells in real time. Speaking on that last idea, it got so far that they asked the SS, and his response might shock you. No. Eventually, Marvel decided to wait until CGI was good enough to make a movie on par with the comics. Another superhero who had an early movie scrapped was Captain Marvel. This one made way more progress than the last movie, even having Miley Cyrus set to play Marvel herself. The film became all untangled, though, when the director found out that the name of the main superhero was Captain Marvel, immediately jumping ship, saying that Captain Marvel is the dumbest name for a superhero ever. Good luck with your dumb theme park universe, poopheads. The name of this director was Martin Scorsese. Now that we've got the pre-Avengers films out of the way, it's time to move on to the next phase of the video. Phase 2 has the most cancelled films of any phase. They wanted to start introducing more elements and characters before Phase 3. The first movie was Hawkeye's Magical Wonderland. This would have followed Hawkeye going on an adventure in the Magical Wonderland with Sparkling Unicorn, a character from the comics. This was actually supposed to be the first movie to introduce Thanos. However, when the film was cancelled for unknown reasons, they settled for the post-credit scene of the Avengers for the Mad Titans' first appearance. Another scrap film was The Inhumans. Unlike Hawkeye, we do know why this film got cancelled. According to Kevin Feige, the Inhumans film was cancelled because, frankly, I didn't feel like making it. Nothing else is known about the film. except that Lockjaw was going to be the main villain. A movie we do know a lot about, however, is the original Thor sequel. Yeah, there was actually supposed to be a Thor movie during Phase 2 called Thor the Dark World. The basic rundown of the plot is that Thor and Loki would have teamed up to seek revenge on the Thor villain Malekith for killing their mother. Jane Foster would have returned as she would have absorbed the Reality Stone and become a hot ticket item among people who want the Reality Stone. At the end, it would have revealed that Loki was disguised as Odin and the stone would have went to the Collector. Plot points that would have been brought back for the first Guardians and the actual Thor sequel, Thor Ragnarok. The reason the film was scrapped was because apparently it wasn't up to the Marvel standard at the time. Unfortunate for Thor the Dark World. There's another sequel that did not get made, Ant-Man 2, which was set to come out in mid-2014. The film was cancelled because they didn't make the first Ant-Man film yet. The last Phase 2 film actually had some setup in Iron Man 2, where Elon Musk briefly talks to Tony Stark about an electric jet. What was this a setup for? A solo movie starring Elon Musk himself, where after Tony ditched him as a friend, Response tries to usurp Tony as a superhero by becoming Iron Musk. The film was cancelled because... Oh, hold on, I got an email. Apparently, Elon Musk is interested in buying the liturgy. Nah, I don't need that. I have my lovely supporters.
Hello everybody, it is me, Aunt Liz, just in a different outfit. How does it look, by the way? Today, I bring you news of the annual Litter Channel poll of 2024. We need some input from you, the people, which we're totally going to listen to. It goes on from January 1st, it goes on from now to January 1st. So answer the poll by then. And if you're in our Discord server, your roll color turns blue. So, incentive for the year. And yes, I did distort the space-time continuum in order to, broadcast this message from an earlier video. Don't worry about that, alright? But speaking of that, back to the video.
The first cancelled Phase 3 film is going to be a surprise to some of you. This early Phase 3 flick was an adaptation of Marvelous, The Adventures of Ladybug and Cat Noir. Yeah, Ladybug and Cat Noir were originally going to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The movie was going to retell the origins of both characters. They even had planned roles in Infinity War/Endgame films, with Ladybug dying and Noir joining Rhodey and Nebula to get the Power Stone. Why was this canned? Because I realized halfway through writing this script that the title, it's not actually marvelous, it's miraculous, so I wrote this paragraph for nothing. The next movie is a follow-up movie to the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 called Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Episode 2. It hasn't been said what this movie would have been about, except it would have bridged the gap between Volume 2 and Infinity War for the Guardians. Why was it cancelled? Because James Gunn accidentally ate the script because he was really hungry. The last movie in Phase 3 was supposed to be a loose adaptation of Spider-Man Reign, except only the part about Spider-Man's radioactive sperm. It would have really concentrated on a sperm. You know how that fun fact was only revealed in a past event? Imagine if it wasn't, and the film just took place as Peter Parker was slowly discovering his corrosive jizz. This film was cancelled and replaced with Far From Home early in production. After the Infinity Saga ended, there was a shift in direction to also include miniseries in its plot. Therefore, these next two phases don't have as many films as the previous three. The first cancelled multiverse saga film was Iron Man 4. It was pretty far along in development until Robert Downey Jr. was asked to reprise his role, which in response he reminded the team that Tony Stark died at the end of Endgame. And thus the film was scrapped. The Marvel vs. Capcom movie would have been an adaptation of the Marvel vs. Capcom series. The story would have involved Spider-Man, Thor, Hulk, and Doctor Strange getting transported into the Capcom universe and would have teamed up with Ryu, Mega Man, Dante, and Chris Redfield to defeat the baddest Capcom enemy of them all, Winston Payne. Honestly, this movie seems like it could have been a banger. Out of all the movies in this video, this one should have been made, and the guy who pitched it should have been rejected and laughed out by Kevin Feige and Joss Whedon and John Marvel in front of the entire Marvel team and made said person bitter even to this day. Fine! I was the one who pitched it, alright? It was a good idea, it would have been great if only those Marvel dweebs weren't such nerds. They probably read comic books, those dweebs. Next phase. Unfortunately, while you're watching this video, Elon Musk bought Disney and now owns Marvel. He has cancelled all of the upcoming MCU projects, including Deadpool 3 and Fantastic Four, to make way for the Elon Musk cinematic universe. Starting with why Elon Musk is cool and why you should come back to Twitter, I mean X. And I guess that means that this video is over. Thank you for watching. As mentioned earlier, any support is appreciated. Links in the description. See you later, Factsabout truthers. Oh yeah, they're also going to try and make Hawkeye's Magical Wonderland again. Wish them luck, or no. This video is going to be outdated in July anyway.
Hundreds of creatures swim through these doors every day in our undersea community, depending on you to serve them nutritious, delicious, reasonably priced food in a clean, family-friendly environment.
Look! I've been standing around on my tentacles since 8 o'clock this morning, and I don't have the strength to listen to this.
Here's an extended fact about SpongeBob SquarePants. When SpongeBob SquarePants first came out in 1999, and up until the release of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie in 2004, the show was something else. It had toys, games, theme park rides, fans, the people rejoice in the SpongeBob room. But ever since then, the show has been on an obvious decline. Sure, there's the occasional game, an episode that gets well received, but now the show exists as just nothing. How did this happen? Well, that's what we're going to discuss right after we talk about another show for like 2 minutes. Trust me, it's important. Rocko's Modern Life is a very important Nicktoon as it spawned the careers of many significant creators such as Dan Povenmire and Swampy Marsh, the creators of Phineas and Ferb, Glomlin, the third co-creator of Smiling Friends, and the one that's important for this video, Stephen Hillenburg, the creator of SpongeBob, who originally did not see himself being a cartoonist. You see, Hillenburg was at the time a big fan of the manga series JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, specifically the character Jotaro Kujo, who, during the story arc Diamond is Unbreakable, is revealed to be a marine biologist, which caused Hillenburg to pursue a similar career. But of course, as a weeb, he drew a bunch of comics usually starring the subjects of his study. If you couldn't tell, this would be the base of the iconic aquatic show we all know. It even has SpongeBoy. I'm going to elaborate on this in a second, don't worry. Eventually, he would ditch the marine life and start working for Nickelodeon on the show Rocko's Modern Life. The thing about Rocko is that much like the earlier Ren and Stimpy show, it pushed the boundaries of what was allowed on television, especially for kids, with subtle jokes about adult subjects and dark humor. There was even an episode about a character going to hell, though it was called heck as censors. Hillenburg was the creative director for many episodes, including a scrapped episode called Eldritch My Heart, which would have had Heifer and Filbert summon an eldritch abomination, which Heifer would fall in love with. As a fun nod to the comics he made before, Hillenburg decided to name the creature after SpongeBoy. This would have dire consequences for the future of television. It would be the start of something that we could dare not comprehend. The episode was scrapped because of a sex joke that Nickelodeon execs thought was too far. When Rocko was cancelled, Hillenburg decided to pitch a new show to Nickelodeon, once again based off of SpongeBoy. The show got picked up by the network, and all was going well until one fateful night when Hillenburg was sound asleep, he was suddenly awoken by a screeching wail. Stephen rose from his bed and immediately grabbed a flashlight and shone it at the corner of his room. There he saw a disfigured version of SpongeBoy, which slowly grew eyes and a mouth, and spoke while staring directly at Hillenburg.
"So, name's SpongeBoy,"
the entity said in a demented version of Tom Kenny's voice.
"Don't name SpongeBoy."
The next day, when Hillenburg got to the office, there was a man with yellowish skin who claimed to be a lawyer who represented the SpongeBoy Mop Company, and told him to change the name to something else or they would face legal action. The marine cartoonist, still processing his nightmare, agreed. Then, Glomlin passed by Hillenburg while saying hi, causing him to turn around to say hi back. When he turned back around, the lawyer was gone, nowhere to be seen. From both incidents, it was decided not to risk legal or lethal issues, and it was decided to change SpongeBoy's name to SpongeBob and give him SquarePants to avoid a similar confrontation with the Coneheads. But otherwise, the development of this series went relatively smoothly.
Hey, Patrick, how about a glass of delicious, creamy chocolate milk?
Oh, yummy! I love chocolate milk!
SpongeBob SquarePants premiered on May 1st, 1999, and the rest is history. Most of you already know what the show is about, but I want to make the video unnecessarily longer, so I'm going to sum up the premise for you. SpongeBob is a very whimsical and childlike sponge who almost got associated with the mob. There's Patrick, who's SpongeBob's best friend and general no-brain. Squidward is the poor bastard who lives in between the two. Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob and Squidward's boss, who's also sort of a father figure to SpongeBob. Then there's Sandy, a land squirrel who's Texan and very proud of that. You think Sandy hates gays? Lastly, there's Plankton, who keeps trying to steal Mr. Krabs' secret recipe for really cool burgers, aka Krabby Patties. But wait, where does the meat come from? Oh, the horror, he's feeding fish to other fish, except he's not. It's been confirmed by Hillenburg that the meat is actually completely vegetarian, and it's been confirmed for so long. I only bring this up because I've seen an uptick of people claiming that the Krabby Patties are made of fish, citing the goddamn robot chicken skit as a source. This doesn't have anything to do with the topic, I just wanted to rant about this. Who says you can't learn anything from a Factsabout video? Besides most people. However, to slightly change the topic back on track, Plankton sells chum, which is the guts and blood of fish crammed together. So Plankton is really the undersea Sweeney Todd here. This is also why Plankton is after the Krabby Patty formula, because honestly, if you had to choose between McDonald's and a cannibal deli, you'd either prove my point or the police are coming for you. But you know how it went. You were there for it and or saw the beginning of the video. People went crazy for the sponge. Arguably, they still do, but nothing good lasts forever. After the movie came out, a lot of the crew left to work on other projects, including Hillenburg. And then from that came new writers. How did they do? Well, you're about to find out with the subtitle of the next chapter. SpongeBob Season 4 is what many fans consider a downer for the show. The jokes were more childish, characters were heavily simplified, Patrick was a lot meaner, Mr. Krabs is so in SpongeBob and now only cares about cash, SpongeBob was really stalkerish towards Squidward. Squidward got a lot of shit thrown his way just for being in SpongeBob Season 4. At least Sandy changed her ways of homophobia and advanced her career in science. And fans, mostly adults, noticed this change, with various responses ranging to just not watching new episodes to taking to the internet to talk about the show. Let's look at one of these quote-unquote internet posts, talking about a few of the writers. Alright, you three. What's the word I'm looking for? Dipshits? No, that word is too good for you. Assholes? No, that's not quite right either. Fuckers? No, I'm just gonna call you three excuses for humanity until I can find a description that suits your crude, childish, idiotic, and juvenile talentless asses. What reality do you three live in? I really want to know. I'm genuinely curious. In this reality, it's conventional wisdom that it actually takes an adult to write for children. What am I saying? That's not fair. Children would make better writers than you three. Hell, infinites would. My dog would, you mindless, degenerate hacks. You three may want to thank your lucky stars every second of every day that whatever the fuck you sold your souls to was stupid enough to give you your jobs. Because if you lose your jobs writing this trite shit, you'll most likely never work again. Not just in television, but in any job. I don't know how anyone would lower themselves so substantially to even reluctantly want your dimensioned, poisoned minds around. Just leave us all alone and go back to the fucking sludge you came from. It seemed that SpongeBob was destined to be one of those shows that kept going, and were on the air forever because casual viewers would still eat it up, such as The Simpsons, Young and the Restless, and the NFL. And just because I know some of you are going to ask me to elaborate, 50 seasons and 12,500 episodes. Holy Jeff. Another problem people had was the impossible standard that other shows were put up to. The thing is, while adult fans didn't like this new SpongeBob, the kids still ate it up. So the show was still getting consistent viewers. So whenever a show didn't get the views of the most watched next show in the first or second season, canceled. The only show that has avoided this curse is The Loud House, aka the show so popular that the largest piece of literature is a self-insert fanfiction of it. Every other show was out of luck. There were some like SpongeBob things though. There was a stop-motion Christmas special, and then a sequel movie came out once again that people really liked. I wonder why. Is it because Steven Hillenburg came out? Maybe. Perhaps he is ready to return? Yes! At the end of Season 9, Hillenburg took a bigger role in the show. So let's take a look at where this goes. An early Season 10 episode that caught people's attention was Mimic Madness. In this episode, SpongeBob starts doing impressions of other characters. even shifting his head to resemble the subject of his mimicry, and slowly forgot who he was. This sounds familiar. People who grew up with SpongeBob and stopped watching when they got older started talking. Was SpongeBob back? Is it as good as Remember? And it seems so, except for Ink Lemonade. We don't talk about Ink Lemonade. However, it wouldn't last long as Hillenburg would move to another farm to chase butterflies during production of Season 12. During said season, an episode called SpongeBob in Random Land aired, in which there was a shot of Squidward's head with red eyes. This was not supposed to be in the episode. Luckily, it resembled the creepypasta Squidward suicide, so it was just passed off as a fun reference to the notorious internet story. Later airings of the episode feature a baby Squidward, which was also passed off because of the ties to the pasta. Also around this time, Nickelodeon announced 2 spin-offs. Let's take a little calm before the storm detour and talk about these spin-offs. There were 2 spin-off shows made for SpongeBob. The first one is Camp Coral, a prequel series where SpongeBob goes to summer camp and everyone from the main show is there. Even though SpongeBob didn't meet Mr. Krabs or Sandy before the main show. Because the continuity of a show whose episodes sometimes end with everyone blowing up is very important. The Patrick Star Show stars Patrick, what was his last name? Whatever. Creating his own TV show with the help of his sister Squidina and his parents who are different from the parents from the original series. Once again, they're neglecting the continuity of a show where fire only goes out when somebody acknowledges they're underwater. What the hell? The only reason I bring this up is that it's important because these shows would tie into the main one. Let's continue. SpongeBob Season 13 was the start of the true decline of the show. There were some reasons that were in the last era that I neglected to mention. For one, the show would constantly reference popular jokes from the classic era. A good example to show how far this went, you know that one bit where a fish yells, "My leg!" An otherwise blank or whatever your equivalent there is, or miss bit that blew up online? Now this fish, named Fred, is just a reoccurring character whose entire bit is his leg getting hurt. There was even a full episode about it. Also, a bunch of characters, mostly from spin-offs, also appear frequently, like Squidina and this narwhal lady. Bubble Bass also frequently appears now. A character who only appeared in 2 episodes previously is now just this nerd character. The show was also trying to go viral, giving characters way more wacky expressions to perhaps catch a meme maker's imagination. The closest thing that ever came close to this happening was a clip of SpongeBob caressing someone's driver's license. Even if I could show this clip, I wouldn't. And SpongeBob and its spin-offs had crossovers. I don't care, moving on. So that's where SpongeBob is right now. Just a mediocre show that exists in the same vein as The Simpsons. Just for the sake of it. Is what I would be saying if things went correctly. You know what happens next. One evening, unexpectedly on Nickelodeon, in a time slot that was normally for SpongeBob reruns, a SpongeBob special aired called The SpongeBob Mystery Hour. It was an hour-long special about SpongeBob and Patrick finding out Sandy is missing, and so they become detectives. Turns out Sandy went to the grocery store to get some milk. The special was very well received, and when the special aired again the following day at the same time, more people tuned in. There was a problem, though. Internally at Nick, no one knew who was responsible. There were no credits, no scripts, no storyboards. The voice actors didn't even remember recording those lines. There were no advertisements for the episode either. It just aired unexpectedly. It even appeared on Paramount Plus. No one knew who uploaded it. But it became a hit, bringing people to the streaming service. A few months later, another SpongeBob Mystery Hour came out. This time, the Krabby Patty secret formula was stolen. This time, the obvious suspect, Plankton, joined SpongeBob and Patrick in order to clear his name. At the end of the episode, it was revealed that the real thief was a new character named Gonzly. He looked just like SpongeBob, but in rags and eyes of different sizes. Once again, it was a hit, but no one knew where it came from. However, Nick execs had a good idea. Let's make a mystery hour ourselves. And they did. But when they aired it, it wasn't the special they made. Same deal as the last 2 times. No traces, no credits. They decided to capitalize off the hype of the specials by making episodes of the main show that included Gonzly. Though when the episode aired, they would change. While the plot would generally follow the same plot, The jokes were changed, and characters were characterized more consistently with the older episodes. No traces of these changes were found, but this got people talking. So, Nick execs didn't mind. Some members of the SpongeBob team started to suspect that the execs were using AI to make these episodes behind their backs. However, after experimenting with every AI they found that had the capabilities to make a SpongeBob episode, none of them could create one like the mysterious episodes. But hey, for the third time, SpongeBob was good, and just as popular as back in the day. People were rejoicing in their SpongeBob rooms again. This would continue for a bit, until something unusual happened. By season 21, every episode would be transformed. The creative team realized that they didn't have to try. They just had to make an interesting episode layout, and everything was basically done for them. However, this is when the problems started. One day, an intern slipped on a random sponge. It was assumed that it was left there accidentally by a janitor. However, it happened again, and then again, and then again. It happened multiple times in Nick HQ until one storyboarder suffered a broken tailbone. And multiple instances of sponge slips were happening to people outside of the HQ, happening anywhere between minutes to hours after they watched a SpongeBob episode. And sometimes it would happen on surfaces that a sponge wouldn't slip on. People were getting hurt. The team knew something was going on. They tried everything to get the changes to the show to stop. They would remove Gonsley from episodes only for him to be put back in. They messed with air times, but it would still air at the normal time. Nothing would work. They couldn't get whatever was causing the sponges to go away. However, one day during a rerun of The Loud House, a background character was changed to have the asymmetrical eyes and red clothing of SpongeBob. There was something wrong, but no one knew what. These gonzifications kept popping up in every Nick show, even in Nick Jr. shows and films that Nick bought the rights to air, and no one could figure out why. Then, believe it or not, online videos with SpongeBob started manifesting these Gonzleys. That's why I haven't been using footage of the show, because I don't want this video to get infected by the Gonzleys. Though I've heard that while they were still around, Paramount would strike down videos if they used too much footage. During the confusion, SpongeBob Mystery Hour 15 aired. This time, it revolved around Gonsley and Patrick trying to find SpongeBob after he went missing. When they found SpongeBob, he had Gonsley's eyes, but it was not acknowledged. Every airing/stream of a SpongeBob show since would give him the eyes. Everyone was in panic mode. The eventual conclusion was that they had to stop the show, which they did. Episodes stopped production, but in their place completely new episodes never seen before would appear. They decided for the greater good that the cord needed to be cut. Nickelodeon had to go off the air. And so they literally went and unplugged everything, and that seemed to work. However, the next day, everything was plugged back in. When anyone tried to enter the room, they would slip on a sponge. They couldn't do anything about it. Gonsley was out of control. The network's time slot was overtaken by SpongeBob. Gonsley's even started happening in other animated shows connected to Paramount, most notably South Park. SpongeBob Mystery Hour 23 would soon come out. Gonsley and Mr. Krabs had to solve the murder of SpongeBob after he slipped on a sponge. Despite the dark premise, the episode was lighthearted, treating the discovery of the body as a joke. At the end, the culprit turned out to be bubble baths. This special was the last time SpongeBob appeared on the network. Not the show, it still aired, but Gonsley took the place of SpongeBob, even replacing him in older episodes. The team was terrified, but people kept watching and enjoying the show. The sponges were more frequent as well, even to people who saw memes which used SpongeBob. One night, SpongeBob Mystery Hour 24 aired at 11 p.m. It followed Gonsley and Patrick having to solve the mystery of where Patrick's pickle went. After it was discovered that Patrick ate it and forgot, the two have this interaction, which, in order to avoid Gonsley, I'm going to voice myself. What a fun mystery, Gonsley!
Please, call me Sponge Boy.
Alright, Sponge Boy, wanna go to Sandy's?
Sure, hopefully we don't have to solve another mystery.
After this special, every Paramount network was taken over, only airing the SpongeBob Mystery Hours in order. Paramount Plus was made free, but only offered the 24 specials. Another thing that happened was that Nick employees and fans of the show, much like the Sponges, started getting painful cramps. However, upon analysis by medical personnel, they were doing the cramp dance from the Season 5 episode, Slimy Dancing. Similar to the Dancing Plague, they could not stop cramp dancing. It's kind of surreal when you think about it. A small thing turning into such a massive thing. SpongeBob started out as a fun show created by a guy who liked fish and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it turned into this. Imagine being the one who created SpongeBob. Have you ever thought about SpongeBob's influence? Every show wanted to be the next SpongeBob, which meant their humor was inspired by the show. Basically, everyone under 30's sense of humor was in some part caused by the show. There will hopefully never be anything like SpongeBob again, at least not to the lengths that we saw. Thanks for watching, Factsabout Truthers.